Every day in the USA, people find themselves in court.
Is this person? All right, we are on the record in the matter of the state of Michigan versus Nicole Raidback, 232549.
Good morning, Your Honor. Mr. Shopke, appearing on behalf of my client, this time we consent to the matter being heard via Zoom.
All right, Detective Sergeant Grote, your name for the record, please.
Detective Sergeant Ken Grote.
All right, if you can please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear from the testimony about to give this matter the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
I thank you. You may proceed on the warrant.
On Friday, December 15th, 2023, approximately 10:13 p.m., Wyandotte officers were dispatched to the area of 10th and Oakland in the city of Wyandotte for a traffic accident. The at-fault driver had fled the scene on foot. Officers arrived and located a vehicle concern stopped in the roadway with fright passenger side damage.
I'm sorry. Joe, can you please close that door back there? Every time that door is open, I'm only catching every few words. Thank you. All right, continue, please.
It was apparent to officers on scene that the Buick had struck a parked pickup truck. Witnesses stated that the driver of the Buick was a white female wearing black pants, a white undershirt, a black coat, carrying a large purse. The female walked south on 10th from the accident. A video of the female walking away from the accident scene showed officers on scene. At 11:02 hours, Wyandotte officers were dispatched to 2283 10th Street, which was about 2 blocks from the accident, unit number 1 for a stolen vehicle report. Officers arrived and spoke to the defendant, Mrs. Radeback, who stated 2 men she knew the vehicle. Ms. Radeback stated the men stole her keys last week and then took her car that night. It should be noted that Mrs. Radeback was wearing a white undershirt, black pants, and was holding a large purse matching the female that fled the traffic crash. Officers later located the black jacket in a garbage can next to the Radeback's house. Officers were able to identify Radeback from the video as the driver of the vehicle. Ms. Radeback's story changed several times about the car, but continued to say it was stolen. While on scene, officers learned that Mrs. Radeback's 3-year-old daughter was left alone inside the house. Family members forced the back door open, and officers found a 3-year-old inside the house sleeping alone. Family members did take custody of that child.
All right. Upon examination of complaining witness, the court does find that that the offense charge is committed and that there is probable cause to believe the defendant committed the offenses. And Ms. Radeback, your name for the record, please.
Nicole Radeback.
All right, and counsel as to the arraignment, or the arraignment, please.
Your Honor, as the arraignment will waive formal reading of my client stands mute.
Or away the formal reading, enter a plea of not guilty for purposes of the arraignment. Ma'am, you have the right to have an attorney. If you cannot afford one, the court will appoint one to represent you. And in fact, you've had an opportunity to speak to an attorney today, correct?
Yes.
You also have the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to have a trial by a judge or by a jury, and you also have the right to remain silent. Anything you say orally or in writing may be used against you in court. Do you understand those rights?
Yes.
And the court has already entered a plea of not guilty on your behalf. And I think this is going to be December 28th over at the 28th District Court for a probable cause conference, but I'm going to confirm that. Counsel as to bond.
Your Honor, as to bond, my client is gainfully employed. She is not have probation or is she on parole. I don't believe that she has any conviction. She currently is working at AK Crossings in Southgate. She lives alone. Well, actually, she has 2 children at home, a 3-year-old and a 10-year-old. Judge, I'd be respectfully requesting consideration for a personal bond. Thank you, Judge.
And ma'am, are you currently on probation or parole anywhere?
No.
Ever failed to appear in court for any reason?
I'm sorry.
Ever failed to appear in court for any reason?
No.
If you were to be tested, ma'am, what's in your system?
Nothing.
And Detective Sergeant Grote, the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office didn't approve on the child neglect?
Your Honor, I think they missed a charge or 2 on that. We'll address that at the PCC.
And there's a 3-year-old child?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and as to bond detective,
You're her appearance in court, the seriousness of the charge and the lack of the other charge, we'll ask for a $5,000, 10% bond.
ma'am, where is it you work?
RK Crossings.
What is that?
We take the disabled adults out into the community and, I do van runs at the end of the day to drop them off to their homes.
All right, well, the probable cause conference is going to be January 4th at 8:30 a.m. The Wayne County Prosecutor's Office doesn't have anybody, I guess it's closed or off, I don't know. And so, and where is your daughter now?
My oldest is in school and my youngest is next door at my aunt's house.
How old is your oldest?
She's 10.
And do you have any other pending charges, ma'am? Anywhere in any other court?
I think that I just have one from last weekend. I was drinking and I got pulled over
And what city was that in?
in Wyandotte.
Okay, well, counsel, what I'm going to do then is I might as well just pull that other file and have her arraigned on that one today.
Understood.
The court in this matter is going to order a $5,000, 10% bond. Not to possess, consume any alcohol or drugs unless prescribed. And I'm going to have you just have a seat because we're going to pull up the other one with this from last week. Presuming it's in the system. All right, and we can handle the other one while we're waiting. All right, we are on the record of the matter of the city of Wyandotte versus Daryl Stanley, 232550.
Good morning, Your Honor. Excuse me, good afternoon, Your Honor. Christopher Shemke appearing with my client. This time we've sent to the matter being heard via Zoom.
All right, Mr. Stanley, your name for the record, please.
Daryl Stanley.
All right, and Jay's, as to the arraignment, counsel.
As the arraignment, we waive formal reading. My client stands mute.
Laura sent me a message on the other one, yeah. Court will waive the formal reading, enter plea of not guilty for purposes of the arraignment, schedule this matter for pretrial on January 2nd at 10:45 a.m. The notice of prosecuting officials has been filled out and completed. And counsel, as to bond.
Your Honor, as to bond, my client indicates he's not on probation or parole. He does work as RAV construction. He lives with his mother. He has a strong family support system, and he has a 15-year-old daughter that he pays child support. We'd be respectfully requesting leniency for determining the appropriate plea, or excuse me, the appropriate bond. Thank you, Judge.
All right, and the complaining witness in this matter is, nope. Sir, who's the complaining witness in this matter? Do you know the complaining witness?
Yes. I believe it's my mother.
You believe it's your mother?
Yeah, I guess she, yeah.
Is that Kimberly Stanley?
Yes.
And do you reside with your mother?
Yes.
Your Honor, I spoke with this mother this morning. If I could speak on bond.
Yes, and just for the record, Detective Sergeant Grote.
Yeah, Detective Sergeant Ken Grote. I spoke with Mr. Stanley's mom today. She said he has a severe drinking problem and she's deathly afraid of him and does not want him to return home while this case is pending. She said she has to lock herself in her bedroom when he drinks to stay away from her.
All right, thank you. you work, sir? Where is it you work?
Yes, Rav Construction. We do a
How
lot
long
of
do you
work
work there?
downtown Wyandotte. I've been working there for a few months now. Very good job. We do a lot of work in downtown Wyandotte. We built District 142, the vault in downtown Wyandotte, stuff like that. We're doing the old Wyandotte City Hall. We're gonna be starting McKinley Schools.
All right, you've only been working there a few months?
Yeah,
Yes?
yes, that's correct, Jeremy.
Okay, so, all right, well, so you haven't been working on those projects. The company
No,
has
the
been.
company has, yeah. I'm,
And so, sir, in the event you post bond, where is it you're going to stay? Because it won't be with your mother.
right, I'm gonna have to stay with my brother, Your Honor.
Which is where?
Lincoln Park.
And do you have any other pending cases, sir?
No, I do not, Your Honor.
Ever failed to appear in court for any reason?
No, Your Honor.
All right, well, let's see, what happened with your matter in Southgate?
That's resolved.
Okay, great, how was that resolved?
I served time there.
And you just recently served time, let's see, in November of 22, this court sentenced you to 60 days jail. And then you were sentenced to 15 days jail in June. You got out, and then you had another matter in Wyandotte, and the court sentenced you to 45 days jail on that matter. Oh, but there's one pending from October 2nd. Did you have your court date on that one?
Yes, that was resolved too. It was reduced to just a ticket, which I just paid.
Oh, it was reduced to a ticket. Oh,
Yes.
that was the agreement between you and the prosecuting attorney?
Yes,
Well, that proved to be helpful because look where you are now, again, for drinking, again. So you have a problem with alcohol, and now it's alleged that you've assaulted your mother.
that's, if
And
I
then
may
she's so afraid of you, she has to lock herself in her room.
if I may
What's that,
speak,
sir?
Your Honor. If I may speak, Your Honor, I didn't even know that she said that. That was all a complete.
Sir, I would
fabrication.
advise you not to discuss the nature of the case. Anything you say can and will be used against you. This is not the appropriate venue.
All right, thank you.
All right, the court's going to order a $7,500 10% bond. Please listen very carefully, sir, these bond conditions, of which you will get a copy of. So I don't want you to come back later saying that you have no idea what your bond conditions are. You're not to have any contact with the complaining witness. That's phone contact, text message, email, social media, third party, anything of the like. I'm not really concerned that it's the holidays or not, sir. You're not having contact with your mother. You're not to enter the premises at the home on Cora Street, with the exception of one visit to obtain your personal belongings, so long as you're accompanied by a police officer. So what that means is that you go to the police department, in the event you posted bond, you go to the police department, and then they will go with you. You don't go to the home and then call the police. Do you understand that process, sir?
Understand, Your Honor.
You're not to possess or consume any alcohol or drugs unless prescribed. You're not to have access to any firearms and or any weapons. Do you own any of those, sir?
No, Your Honor.
Do you have access to any of those?
No, Your Honor.
You're also to have an alcohol and a GPS tether. House arrest, you may work with proof shown. All right, thank you. We'll see you back on January 2nd.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. And then counsel, as it relates to Ms. Radeback, there is a matter that occurred, but we don't yet have the paperwork from the police department. So we can't proceed with arraignment on that one.
Understood.
Okay. So Detective Sergeant Grote, right? I think I ordered a 5,000 10% bond not to possess or consume any alcohol or drugs on that one. So I think.
That's correct. All set then, Your Honor?
Yes,
All right, thank you.
thank you. All right, have a good day.